Family, friends, and guests, welcome to the summer doctoral hooding and graduate college commencement ceremony of Bowling Green State University. Let the ceremony begin. It's my favorite. Our tradition is to begin and end each ceremony with Sounds of the Centennial, an original music composition written by BGSU alumnus Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Nowlin, director of the President's own United States Marine Band. This piece was commissioned to celebrate the centennial of Bowling Green State University. Please rise and join us in honoring our summer graduates led by the Dean of our graduate college. In keeping with the significance of this momentous occasion, we ask today's attendees to observe several courtesies. To our audience and guests, please do not enter the commencement area or obstruct the movement of today's participants. A professional photographer will be taking pictures of our graduates. In honor of our graduates, please silence your cell phones. In addition, we ask our audience and guests to remain seated at the end of the ceremony for the recessional while the platform participants, faculty, staff, and our newest alumni recess. Once the graduates leave the seating area at the conclusion of our commencement exercise, you may join them at a reception tent near the northeast corner of the Bowen-Thompson's Quadrangle by Mosley Hall. Upon leaving, you are invited to explore campus with your graduate. To our graduates, please follow the directions of the commencement marshals, ushers, and staff. Following the ceremony, you are invited to visit bgsu.edu/commencement for a website that highlights today's commencement and your time at BGSU. At this time, please join us in welcoming representatives of the faculty of Bowling Green State University. Please welcome the President's Platform Party, Board of Trustees Graduate Student Trustee Catherine Ware, Academic Deans, Provost and Senior Vice President Dr. Ravi Crovey, and the 12th President of Bowling Green State University and alumnus Dr. Rodney Rogers. Candidate for a Doctor of Musical Arts in the College of Musical Arts. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Cynthia Barron, Professor of Film in the College of Arts and Sciences, and I have the honor of serving as University Marshal for today's ceremony. I want to thank Ms. Anderson for her performance for our national anthem. Please be seated. It is my pleasure on behalf of the faculty to officially welcome you to the Summer Doctoral Hooding and Graduate College Ceremony of Bowling Green State University. This occasion offers an opportunity to come together as a community of learners to both celebrate and reflect upon our doctoral students' many accomplishments, and for each graduate and for all of us, this is a significant day. It is now my pleasure to introduce the 12th President of Bowling Green State University, Dr. Rodney Rogers.
Thank you, Dr. Barron. So Bowling Green is known for our wind, right? Wouldn't a little breeze right now be good, perhaps? So maybe it'll pick up, but it is a wonderful evening, and it is my honor to welcome our summer doctoral and master's graduates, their parents, their families, their spouses, their partners, their friends, and their special guests. Welcome to Bowling Green State University on this very momentous occasion in the lives of 102 doctoral and 363 master's degree graduates. So before we begin, it's my pleasure to introduce the platform party. And I would announce, as I announce the names, I would ask them to please stand and remain standing, and I would ask you to hold your applause until the end. Our Board of Trustee member, graduate student trustee, Catherine Ware. Ravi Crovey, Provost and Senior Vice President. Michelle Heckman, Faculty Senate Chair. Ali Eskandarian, Interim Dean of the Graduate College. Dawn Chanu, Dean of the College of Education and Human Development. Ellen Schindel, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Jennifer Percival, Dean of the Allen W. and Carol M. Schmidhorst College of Business. Jim Ciesla, Dean of the College of Health and Human Services. Bill Mathis, Dean of the College of Musical Arts. Wael Mokhtar, Dean of the College of Technology, Architecture, and Applied Engineering. Aaliyah Carter, Dean of Firelands College. Simon Morgan Russell, Dean of the Honors College, and Sarah Bushong, Dean of University Libraries and our Vice Provost for Faculty Affairs. Please join me in a round of applause. Great universities, though, are comprised of great faculty and staff. They are the heart of the academic mission of any university. Their teaching skills, their research, their creative activities, the academic expertise they bring, the involvement and engagement in our students' education are the hallmark of a Bowling Green experience. And so I would ask our faculty and staff that are with us this evening that represents all of our faculty, those that are in attendance this evening, would you please stand and allow us to recognize your work? Thank you. So tonight, we are recognizing the academic achievements of our graduates earning advanced degrees. Our master's candidates represent 43 different academic programs in 6 of our academic colleges. The doctoral candidates represent 12 academic programs in 5 of our academic colleges. Their accomplishment of a terminal academic degree is significant. You know, graduates, you've conducted research and creative activities. You've chased that endless pursuit to create and share new knowledge, to advance your field, to better the academy, and ultimately, I hope, to use your education to make a difference in the world. As doctoral and master's graduates, you are some of the brightest and most educated minds in our society. Less than 15% of the United States population has a master's degree, and less than 4% has a doctoral. You have absolutely earned it. but with your degree comes immense responsibility. You know, you've studied at Bowling Green during a very interesting time in the history of our country and in the world. We are perhaps more connected than we have ever been, and yet some say we may be more polarized than ever. Gallup polls show declining trust in all sorts of organizations that contribute to a functioning society. You know, there are some questioning the value proposition of a college degree, of higher education. And especially in this rapidly evolving world of AI, where perhaps memorizing and recalling facts simply isn't as important as it once was to many careers and occupations. But I hope if we have done this right, you and I, this institution and your education, if we have done it right, your experience will far exceed any fact you could have memorized. You have been leaders in our learning community, a community that brings people from all walks of life together, from all around the world to engage with one another, to learn from one another, to move knowledge forward. And I know there are individuals in this class tonight graduating that this is the first time you have stepped on campus because you were in one of our online programs. You bring all sorts of experiences together to learn together. And I would urge you that during this time of rapidly evolving technologies and perhaps declining trust, it is what you've learned here that will continue to benefit you and I hope so many others in the future. So I urge you to continue to ask questions, to think critically. You know, after all, AI only knows what has already been asked, what has already been learned. We need you to push learning forward. So engage in your communities, make connections, real human connections with empathy for one another. That is the experience that has been, that what this moment in history calls for, I believe. And so we urge you to hold fast to the fundamental goal that we aspire to make our communities, our state, our nation, and the world a little bit better. And as holders of graduate degrees, even terminal degrees, earning the highest level in your academic degree, it may be tempting for you to think that you've learned all there is to learn. But certainly, you have learned a great deal. Absolutely, you've learned a great deal. But I also hope you have gained an appreciation for learning. Because learning to learn is one of the most powerful skills you can obtain. Because the truth is, we are all presented with opportunities each and every day to learn if we're willing to see it. You are so well prepared to do that. There's always someone who's going to teach us something each and every day. And to that point, we know that none of us have gotten to where we are today without the support of others. And you know, for our graduates, I am sure a lot of those individuals are in this audience today. The people that have made a real difference in your life, and that if they're here today or if they're not able to be here today, you are thinking about them right now. And so to that end, it's my pleasure to honor them at this point. And so I would ask the parents, the spouses, the partners, the children, the grandparents, the family members, the friends, or anyone else who's helped one of these graduates be successful, please stand and allow us to recognize you. Thank you. And graduates, make sure you give them a hug or text them right now. Thank them for their support. And so in closing, and before I invite the provost and our senior vice president, Dr. Ravi Crovey, to the podium, I'd like to speak directly to our graduates, if you will allow me. So soon, you will be graduates of Bowling Green. And so I have three things I want to ask of you. So first, you have proven that you must be curious people, or you would not have spent all this time working and developing yourself and learning. So I ask you to always remain curious. And while you have earned this advanced degree and you have deep, deep knowledge, I would urge you to resist the temptation of thinking you may know all the answers or assume the learning ends today. So ask yourself a lot of questions. Push yourself to understand opposing views. In short, never, ever stop learning. Be curious. Second, I ask that you remain bold and be willing to take action. Don't be afraid to tackle messy challenges or to challenge what has always been done. Stand up for rational thought. You know, I'm reminded of a quote of George Bernard Shaw. This is the true joy in life, the being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one, the being a force of nature. Being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one, being a force of nature. The world, we need more problem solvers and thoughtful and rational doers. You know, remember, it's not the sound of the flock, but the movement that causes the flock to take flight. Talk is cheap. Be bold. Take action. Be a force of nature, all right? So be curious, be bold. You know, and finally, if you do those first two things, you know, you're going to ruffle a lot of feathers, if you will. You're going to be asking questions. You'll be taking action. And so when you ruffle those feathers, sometimes people get upset. So my third ask is that you never forget to be kind. The world needs more kindness. So if you go out and continue to be curious, you be bold, be leaders in your career and in your communities, and you do it in a kind, gentle way, you're going to go out and do amazing things. And you will absolutely do well in life, but you will also do good. Congratulations, graduates of Bowling Green State University.
Thank you, President Rogers. Good evening. Good evening. As Provost and Chief Academic Officer of Bowling Green State University, I have the honor to recommend our graduates for their degrees. Today, our doctoral candidates will be escorted by their faculty mentors and advisors to the stage to be hooded. In addition, to personally celebrate their significant degree accomplishments, we will also recognize the title of their dissertation, and there will be a photo of the doctoral candidate with their academic leaders. Before we call our graduates to the stage, and in recognizing the importance of a graduate education at Bowling Green State University, it is my pleasure to invite Dr. Ali Eskandarian, Interim Dean of the Graduate College, to the podium to share some remarks and present the doctoral candidates.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I'm a little older than the rest, so it took me a little. And don't panic, I have only half a page to talk about. So let me welcome President Rogers, Provost Crovey, graduate student trustee Katie Ware, my fellow academic deans, distinguished faculty and staff, families and friends, and of course, most of all, a big welcome to all of our doctoral, specialist, and master's degree candidates. This is a very special moment for you and for us. It is a privilege to be here as you take the last step in formalizing your accomplishments in higher education, symbolized by the hooding ceremony of doctoral candidates as well as the conferral of degrees for all other graduate candidates. Whether through online, hybrid, or on-campus learning, you have traversed challenging paths to to complete your studies at this wonderful institution. President Rogers has eloquently framed your efforts and accomplishments, as well as the sacrifices of your families and friends, in addition to sharing with you some words of wisdom. I can do no better than to urge you to remember and follow the President's advice. They are key to a meaningful and fulfilling professional life. The great American poet, Walt Whitman, once stated that nothing endures but personal qualities, and elsewhere remarked that either define the moment or the moment will define you. In that vein, you have reached this stage by defining your own moment with enhanced personal qualities through diligence in your studies and hard work, as well as the guidance of your mentors. Soon, the public, too, will feel the impact of your work here at BGSU. Please remember that no matter where you are or what you do, you will always be a part of the Falcon family. And as you know, with any family, there are some expectations and obligations that go with that. On behalf of all of my colleagues at the Graduate College and all other BGSU academic or support units, congratulations. We wish you a very productive and joyful post-graduation life in good health. And now let's start the official hooding ceremony and the conferral of degrees. Thank you. BGSU was founded in 1910 as a normal school focusing on teaching and education. Some 115 years later, we have significantly grown to 9 academic colleges. To honor where we began, we will present our doctoral candidates by the order in which our colleges were founded. And that order is College of Education and Human Development, Arts and Sciences, College of Business, Health and Human Services, and College of Musical Arts. President Rogers, on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate College and the College of Education and Human Development, I am pleased and honored to present the doctoral candidates and recommend them for degrees.
Dalia Hunasi Panduro, receiving a Doctor of Education in Leadership Studies. Dalia is being hooded by Dr. Paul Johnson. Dalia's dissertation title is The Experience of Women Leaders in Public Schools During Remote Instruction Because of COVID-19 in Peru, 2020 to 2021. Allison Jean Durham. Allison is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Leadership Studies and is being hooded by Dr. Rachel Vanetta. Allison's dissertation title is The Impact of Imposter Phenomenon on Doctor of Physical Therapy Student Clinical Performance. Vamsi Chadanya Pedasanagati. Vamsi is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Media and Communication and is being hooded by Dr. Joshua Atkinson. His dissertation title is Generations of Repression and Resistance, Environmental Activism in Post-Colonial and Neoliberal India. Wesley Ryan Barnhart. Wesley is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology, and he's being hooded by Dr. Abby Braden. Wesley's dissertation title is The Successful Life, Sociocultural and Sexual Minority Stress are longitudinally associated with eating and body image disturbances in sexual minority men. Aubrey Kathleen Dauber. Aubrey is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology and is hooded by Dr. Abby Braden. Aubrey's dissertation is Facial EMG Startle Response and Self-Report After Exposure to Severely Underweight and Severely Obese Body Images in individuals with primarily restrictive and binge purge disordered eating disorders. Harrison Drew Angoff. Harrison is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology and is hooded today by Dr. Eric DeBow. Harrison's dissertation title is Sexual Orientation-Based Peer Victimization and Psychological Distress, a moderated mediation model examining coping and sexual identity among sexual minority adolescents and emerging adults. Debaprita Rahut. Debaprita is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Media and Communication and is being hooded today by Dr. Rajika Jagala. Debaprita's dissertation title is Envisioning Home, Gender, and Labor, a critical exploration of techno-mediated lived experience during the COVID-19 lockdowns in India. Giovanni Sameta. Giovanni is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Media and Communication and is being hooded by Dr. Alberto Gonzalez. Giovanni's dissertation title is Becoming Pan-Indian, Articulations of Vernacular Language Film in the National Arena. Jeremy Ryan Canfield. Jeremy is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Biology and is hooded today by Dr. John Sprague. Jeremy's dissertation title is Pharmacokinetic and Pharmacodynamic Characterization of Illicitly Manufactured Fentanyls. Kristen Elizabeth Gustafson. Kristen is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Sociology and is being hooded today by Dr. Wendy Manning. Kristen's dissertation title is Partnered Plurisexual People's Psychological Well-Being and Relationship Quality, an Examination of Gender and Sexual Identity Composition. Emma Irene Studer Perez. Emma is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology and is being hooded by Dr. Dar Musher Einzelman. Emma's dissertation title is Mom, I'm Having a Cookie, an investigation into the parent-child dynamics of food choice during meals and snacks using ecological momentary assessment. Dong Han John, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Data Science, is being hooded by the graduate's mother, Hee-Soon Lee, from the College of Human Services and professor of social work. Don Han's dissertation title is Knowledge Reasoning with Graph Representation. Li Jing Ju, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Data Science, hooded by Dr. Hee-Soon Lee. Li Jing's dissertation title is Graph Representation Learning. Adam Jacob Roach. Adam's receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Photochemical Sciences, hooded by Dr. Lianfeng Sun. Adam's dissertation title is Optical, Morphological, and Interfacial Transfer Dynamics of lead sulfide nanomaterials. Ronik Jahan, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Photochemical Sciences, hooded by Dr. Xion Hung Tan. Ronik's dissertation title is Expanding the Fluorescent Imaging Sensing Potential of Optomers, a study on DNA and RNA optomers targeting small molecules and cancer proteins. Rick Mason Postema, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Photochemical Sciences, being hooded by Dr. Shionan Tan. Rick's dissertation is investigating site-specific single fluorescein isothinosite labeling of lysine residues within a developed protein expression system. Eileen Linda Diggins, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology, hooded by Dr. Carolyn Tomset. Eileen's dissertation title is Parasocial Support, Investigating Mechanisms and Functions of Unidirectional Relationship with Media Figures. Colin Lou Campbell, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Philosophy, hooded by Dr. Michael Weber. Colin's dissertation title is Understanding Climate Change as a Singular Cause for Extreme Weather Events. Victoria Ray Riesco. Victoria is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology and hooded by Dr. Jari Willing. Victoria's dissertation title is A Role for Puberty in the Development of the Ventral Tegmental Area and Dopamine-Mediated Behaviors. Dulanjan Harankahaju, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Photochemical Sciences, hooded by Dr. Mikhail Zamkov. Dulanjan's dissertation title is Colloidal Quantum Shells for Optoelectric Applications. Alma Wang, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Photochemical Sciences, hooded by Dr. Mikhail Zamkov. Alma's dissertation title is Coalescence Growth of 2 to 6 Colloidal Semiconductor Nanocrystals and their LEDs Application. Sierra L. Floca, receiving a doctorate in Organizational Development and Change, hooded by Dr. Margaret Brooks. Sierra's dissertation title is The Impact of Environmental Corporate Social Responsibility on Employee Gratitude and Organizational Citizenship Behavior, exploring the moderating role of environmental concern. Jordan Brent Wareham. Jordan is receiving a doctorate in organizational development and change, hooded by Dr. Stephen Cady. Jordan's dissertation is developing and testing the successful change measurement scale, a new model based on a novel conceptualization of David Gleicher organizational change formula. Heather S. Baker, doctorate in organization development and change, hooded by Dr. Carol Gorlick. Heather's dissertation title is Capturing the Voice and Experiences of Unhoused Youth Through a Participatory Action Research Study. Catherine Marie Eisenstein. Catherine is receiving a doctorate in organizational development and change and is hooded by Dr. Truett Gray. Catherine's dissertation title is Mitigating Burnout in Supply Chain Management, the Role of Job Skills Training and Volunteerness. Lauren Nicole Esom. Lauren is receiving a doctorate in organizational development and change and is hooded by Dr. Deborah O'Neill. Lauren's dissertation title is Why Are All the Good Folks Leaving? A Study of Staff Turnover in Higher Education. Crystal Marie Thomas. Crystal is receiving a doctorate in organizational development and change and is hooded by Dr. David Park. Crystal's dissertation title is A Pathway to Collective Efficacy, Achievement, Goal Orientation. Ben Nanda. Ben is receiving a doctorate in organizational development and change, hooded by Dr. Swathi Ravichandran. Ben's dissertation title is Virtuous Leadership and Restaurant Performance, the Moderating Role of Psychological Capital. Tamara Ann Norris. Tamara is receiving a doctorate in organizational development and change and is hooded by Dr. Michael Zicker. Tamara's dissertation title is The Relationship Between Job Coaching of People Experiencing Poverty and Employment. Ogechi Nunya Onanyacheri, receiving a doctorate in organizational development and change and hooded by Dr. Michael Zicker. Ogechi's dissertation title is Exploring the Strategies and Behaviors that Full-Time Female Academics Utilize to Navigate Career Barriers. Brianna Nicole Boyko, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Tawana Brown. Thomas Christopher Collier, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Tawana Brown. Bryce Dale Honer, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Sue Denninger. Marcy Claire Yan, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy, hooded by Dr. Sue Denninger. Joseph Michael Kraft, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Sue Denninger. Dominique Christine Morales, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Sue Denninger. Natalie Rose Nussbaum, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Sue Denninger. Brian A. Toper, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Sue Denninger. Socorro Jade Serta, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Allison Durham. Chandler David Makings, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Allison Durham. Lindsay Ann O'Connor, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Allison Durham. Logan Michael Pollard, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Allison Durham. Gavin Rillo, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy and hooded by Dr. Allison Durham. Jenna Ann Alexander, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Joshua Halfpap. Bailey Brianne Kerstetter, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Joshua Halfpap. Shantaria Brochet Knowles, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Joshua Halfpap. Kaylee M. Perry, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Joshua Halfpap. Brooke Alexandra Hopkins, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Jennifer Kish. Cameron Warren Cook, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Jennifer Kish. Kevin Stanley Malik, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Jennifer Kish. Erica Sheets, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Jennifer Kish. Rachel Ellen Schuler, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Jennifer Kish. Daham Madamine Daham, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Amelia McEwen. Thomas Vincent Hartman, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Amelia McEwen. Haley Alexandra Mazaka, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Amelia McEwen. Kirsten Noel Thomas, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Amelia McEwen. Brianna Nicole Carbet, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Jamie O'Brien. Amber Alexandria Kudan, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Jamie O'Brien. Jamie Lynn Leffingwell, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Jamie O'Brien. Austin Joseph Mansfield, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Jamie O'Brien. Sebastian Michael Osler, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Jamie O'Brien. Jacob Robert Stack, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Jamie O'Brien. Brian James Arnold, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Cheryl Obregon. Shelby Dark, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Cheryl Obregon. Jonah Morris Nagusa, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Cheryl Obregon. Ni Tran, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Cheryl Obregon. Sarah Zeltman, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Cheryl Obregon. Adam Maxwell Bell, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Evan Peterson. Jay Chopra, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Evan Peterson. Tyler Gotze, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Evan Peterson. Alicia Lynn Like, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Evan Peterson. Dustin Allen Spalding, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Evan Peterson. Kyla Michelle Sawyer, Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Evan Peterson. Jessica D. Aguirre, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Ashley Simmons. Travis John Fetchko, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Ashley Simmons. Noah Hammonds, receiving a Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Ashley Simmons. Ashlyn Nicole Koppelman, Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Ashley Simmons. Olivia Milnamo, Doctor of Physical Therapy, hooded by Dr. Ashley Simmons. Carolyn Ashley Anderson, receiving a Doctor of Musical Arts, hooded by Dr. Ryan Ebright. Carolyn's dissertation title is Revisualizing Opera as Film, an examination of the pandemic-era film operas of David L. Little. Rachel Constantino, receiving a Doctor of Musical Arts, hooded by Dr. Andrew Pelletier. Rachel's dissertation title is Feeling and Feedback, a survey of cybernetic approaches to electronic instrument building and performance. This concludes the recognition of the doctoral degree candidates.
I now call upon Interim Dean of the Graduate College, Dr. Ali Eskandarian, to present our master's candidates.
Thank you, Dr. Crovey. President Rogers and members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate College and the academic degree-granting colleges, I am pleased and honored to present our master's candidates and recommend them for degrees.
Ariel Elaine Esposito. Morgan Poole. Rachel Marie Krieger. Emma C. McCabe. Julia Anna Winters. Tienolulwa Olushala Alao. Barbara Namwase Kaira. Julia Evangelista. Akul Rishi. Sohan Ibn Muslim. William Edward Bell. Harley Jane Sefcik. Andrew M. Simmons. Abigail Elaine Muhlman. Maria Elizabeth D'Amico. Alexandra Leora Marshall. Joseph Lee Toth. Matthew Christian Toby. Nakia Dagvi. Mohammed Mashur Rahman. Mahesha Prathabani Libyanaj. Anu Radhani Kaushalya Weer Awardhana. Lakshan Sathigith Bilagala. Salim Shamsu Deen Mohammed. Saratendra Bahal. Haley Crouch Bach. Serena Margaret Nichols. Kelsey Scott Simmerly. Zebediah James Schaefer. Michael A. Zolchek. Doreen Apia. Gifty Tracy Borkor. Sarah Gaki. Oralua Olowakubala Ayula. Michelle A. Young. Darby Joyce Parisi. Jolina Faye Brown. Michael Paul Lindhorst.
She's going slower, so I had to come closer to you to do it.
Jane Whitaker Wallace. Natalie Jane Mara. Mallory Lynn Swartz.
Hers isn't going.
Chinwe Nama Obi.
They folded them.
Alexander P. Curian. Peter Bonner. Peter's diploma is being presented to him by his father, Peter Bonner, finance adjunct faculty member in the Schmidhorst College of Business. Simon Lee Ashton. Donald Jacobs. Bradley Wayne Vierling. Todd Charles Dickoff. Mary Elizabeth Jeffers. Ashley Ann Baden. Divya Hoopse Shivakumar. Jaquel Lynn Wilson. Joshua Ryan Lytle. Daniel Paul Parabeck. Catherine Ann Mendenhall. Colleen Lillian Traver. Colleen's diploma is being presented by her mother, Kimberly Traver, Associate Dean, College of Health and Human Services. Anne Jane Savory Vial. Riley Elizabeth McNichols. Peter John Eigner. Joseph Sylvester Didion. Todd Bumpus Jr. Cade Craig Zimmerly. Levi Martin Gazarek. John Robert Dusenberry. Avery McKay Tubbs. Kyle Justin Geary. Stephen Ross Hoover. Imelda Solomon Mwalingo. Robert Lloyd Baker. Samantha Sue Fletcher. Kendra J.C. Davis. Anthony Neal Overton. Madison Leanne Cochran. Ethan Butler Murnahan. Diaviana Gilliam. Dejan Dantes Humphrey.
Slow down, slow down, slow down.
Deborah J. Finney. Rory Adele Farmer. Perry Ethan Hastings. Adam Michael Walker. Kelsey Elizabeth Harbor. Hannah Grace Morehart. Sarah Eliza Peterson. Alexis Sinclair Mattia. Jonathan Scott Mung. Rachel Ann Gemberling. Morgan Lee Fancher. Eva E. Alcock. Kenneth L. Lehman. Ryan Thomas Sullivan. Ryan's diploma is being presented to him by his mother, Karen Sullivan, academic advisor and planner in the College of Education and Human Development. Troy Lee Work. Kayla Hunter Borelski. Connor Richard Waltmeyer. Jace McCartney. Donald Joseph Hupp, Jr. Nicholas Treboni Hogan. Anthony Raymond Balsey. Carmen Marie Reno. Elizabeth Jane Otney. Ava Renee Johnston. Emily Elizabeth Crow. Alyssa L. Keeler. Ryan Douglas Astor. William Thomas Alward II. Micah L. Fry. Braden Scott Recker. Cole Murphy Bellinger. Samuel Thomas Scheel. Colton James DeGroff. Jared Isaiah Piercefield. Anna Nicole Moore. Brooklyn Nicole Williams. Josephine Grace Poling. Anna Rose Lure. Matea K. Haintz. Aviana G. Gobo. Thomas Aaron Zebro. Parker Mail Smith. Grace Hunter Markham. Quinn Michaela Murphy. Caleb Gabriel Illenfeld. Richard Chikumbunso Melanzi. Maxwell Henry Pfeiffer. Andrews Bimbin Nadolby. Vanessa Adriana Esterna Mujica. Dustin Gully. Nathaniel Isaac Koster. Casey L. Hagemeyer. Delaney Marie Dupe. Kristen Holly Burke. Deborah Johnson. Shayla Michelle Whitty. Jason M. Campbell. Danae Heather Roos. Katie Lorraine Darnell. Giovanna Denise Jackson. Aziz Kunli Akinbode. Jamal Uden. Jessica Ray Keller. Dakota Elise Ulrich. Lauren Lee York. Megan Margaret Wessel Foisey. Kristen Jacqueline Burns. David Joseph Murray. Haley M. Ungsinger. Emma Catherine Getting. Raymond Fisher Burling. Ash Larkin Jerome. Sienna Yvonne Greer. Catherine Elizabeth Patia. Stephanie Landry. Pamela Diana Welch. Amanda M. Williams. Alexandra Lane McAtee. Sarah Michelle Ireton. Rachel Ella Forney. Danielle Marie Dixon. Dylan Michael Mathis. Samuel Francis Sesti III. Joseph Lefevre. Bridget Grace Hale. Dominic Marelka Tuwarski. Suzanne Evelyn Oldham. Marlene Maria Mendoza Hester. Brittany Lynn Butler. Gina Kachi Priska Ifinaturo. Joseph Manyengo. Elizabeth Marcella Ensley. Sophie Grace King. Emily Michelle Muller. Ashley Ray Bedham. Caitlin Elizabeth Reinecke. Robert James Chalfant. Danielle Catherine Deutsch. Dazera Bure Schreiner. Emily Marie Gardner. Grace Elizabeth Snyder. Carly Ann Schulzitz. Cassidy Lynn Brunsma. Elisa Ray Garcia. Shulin Liu. Madeline Sue Beckman. Emily Christine Schaffner. Ryan Thomason. Rhiannon Margaret Lidman. Allison Elizabeth Kidd. Alawatoyan Alanki Martins. Rebecca M. Brown. Molly Ann Whetzone. Ryan M. Brady. Aiden Thomas Bolton. Alexandria Nicole Hahn. Shamir Cheyenne Robertson. Alexis Javon Elizabeth Dix. Skylar Hope Beck. Jory Valenko. Marley Elizabeth Hogan. Nabin Rahut. Naveen Morla. Chandana Gutta. Anaclate Maitsi Luyela. Sai Suraprakshas Reddy Gade. Viswa Teya Adanki. Caleb Arthur Miller. Vincent James Mattia. Lydia Catherine Stout. And this concludes the recognition of the master's degree candidates.
Thank you, Dean Eskandarian. Will our doctoral and master's degrees candidates please rise? President Rogers, it is my privilege to present these candidates to you. On behalf of their faculty, advisors, and deans, I hereby recommend that degrees be conferred upon them as indicated in the official program.
On the recommendations of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me as president of Bowling Green State University, I hereby confer upon each of you the appropriate degree as listed in the official program with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. It's official. Congratulations. And so, please have a seat. A few more comments. So to our newest alumni, let me be the first to welcome you to one of the most valuable perks, a supportive network of more than 200,000 alumni across the globe. And I hope you've had the kind of experience that will empower you to tell the Bowling Green story on you as you begin the next journey. Welcome to the Alumni Association of Bowling Green State University. And now, as alumni of Bowling Green, would you please stand and join me in singing our alma mater, performed by the members of the men's chorus. The words may be found in the last page of your program if you haven't memorized the words yet. So please join with me in singing the alma mater.
Alumni, please be seated. The president will share closing remarks. After, we ask our audience and guests to remain seated for the recessional while the platform participants, faculty, staff, and our newest alumni recess. Following the recessional, a post-reception is available at the reception tent near the northeast corner of the Bowen-Thompson Quadrangle by Mosley Hall.
So don't forget, homecoming, your alumni now. Homecoming is this fall, September 11th through 14th. So, graduates, today is your day, the pinnacle of your academic journey here at Bowling Green. You are officially either doctors or master's graduates of Bowling Green. And so as we close this ceremony, I hope you will remember that Bowling Green will always be one of your homes and that you will forever be a part of the Falcon family. And so we ask you to stay involved and engaged. Be involved and engaged with your classmates and with the university, a university that is far better because you chose to be here. And on this occasion, I'm always reminded of a quote from Bowling Green's fourth president. And that train whistle just keeps blowing, doesn't it? Yes, it does. But I'm reminded of that quote of Bowling Green's fourth president, Dr. Ralph McDonald, and it is inscribed in the stonework of the Bowen-Thompson Student Union. And it reads, "We are linked to this institution by invisible bonds that do not wither or dissolve." We, all of us, are linked to this institution by invisible bonds that do not wither or dissolve. You see, your success is our success, and the success of your alma mater is your success. We are forever linked to this institution. And so, as all of us up here look out to each of you, our newest alumni, what we see is the next generation of thought leaders and of risk takers and visionaries, and we all hope, big dreamers. You see, you are graduates of a public university ready to create public good by making a difference in your career, in your family, in your community, in your alma mater, in the nation, and in the world. That is who we are. That is what we need to do together. You are entering this next chapter in your life, and this next chapter is yours to write. We cannot wait to see what you accomplish. It will be nothing less than extraordinary. Congratulations, and I Ziggy Zumba.